Welcome back to our MineColonies Heaven and Hell playthrough, where we're starting off here today inside our Heaven colony, where things have been going really smoothly. We now have all of our new builders up to the tier 3 mark, which means we've been making a lot of progress with constructing and upgrading some buildings. And as much as I would like to say the exact same for Hell, unfortunately everyone over there is dead. So we certainly haven't made as much progress over in Hell as we have in Heaven certainly. But our citizens have definitely been very busy overall. This is our town hall, nearly up at the tier 3 mark, and a lot of the other builds around our colonies have been getting up to the tier 3 mark as well. And as you can see, we still have a lot more buildings to go for that matter. So today is all about making a lot more progress and just trying to get even more of these builds to the tier 3 mark, just preparing ourselves for upgrading to tier 4. Ava is working on a guard tower at the moment. Elia is still working hard away at upgrading our town hall to tier 3, she is 50% done with it. Cyrus is doing a tier 3 citizens house, Andy is also doing a guards tower, and finally Luella too is doing a guards tower. So they definitely have a lot of work ahead of them, but with the 5 builders, I am hoping that we'll be able to push those builds and get them done a lot quicker. I think most of the builders are just standing about waiting on items coming from the request system just before they get back out to constructing their builds. So I think I'll spend a bit of time at the beginning here just helping them get some of those different items, just so that we can actually make a good push with all of those work orders that we have. In particular with Cyrus actually, because I really need him to be done with his build at the moment so that I can get him then coming out and upgrading our glassblower's hut to tier 3. Because I have a build that I want to place down here today which is going to require a lot of glass, so having that building up to its maximum level is definitely going to help with that. So Cyrus, what do you need? They all seem to be waiting on stripped oak logs at the moment, which our forester makes for them. So there may be a problem out at our forester builds. Right then chaps, what seems to be the issue? You are hard out here at work, but why are you both not making me the stripped logs? Well, I'm not really sure why they're not making the stripped oak logs, but I'm going to give them some here anyway, so that they have no choice but to strip them for us. And in fact, I'm going to request a lot of the stripped oak logs to be made for me, so that's going to be a lot on the open request list, which I am hoping that you guys are going to pick that task up. At least one of you then pick that task up. Are you going to make those stripped logs? Nothing in this one's task list yet, because they are all inside our other forester's task list. Well, that's fine. You get your ass back over here and start stripping those logs. Well, she's absolutely adamant that she's not going to make those stripped logs for me. She's just going to continue chopping down trees, which I really can't complain too much about, but I would like her to strip those logs for us, so then I can put them into the stash and just send them off to the warehouse so we always have a nice supply of them. Which I'm hoping that once they're in the warehouse, then it'll be a very quick delivery to our builders whenever they request them, so that they don't have to wait around on foresters being useless. Well, in the meantime, I will just start making him some of these items just so that we can actually move on with things. Alright then, well, I may have gone a bit overboard with the items that he's been looking for, but he now has everything that he requires for his tier 3 citizens house, so let's go see where he's building. He's building nice and close actually. I believe this is the house for our miner, who is now Clarissa, and what's your problem? You're just awaiting an iron pickaxe in, although I swear I've seen that you can use diamond. Yes, you can use diamond. Give me a second. The miners do a good job down here, so I will give you guys a few diamond pickaxes, seeing as you always do bring us up a lot of diamonds. And also, yes, I did say do. And that's him, just finished off the citizen's house there. Perfect. So hopefully he'll go pick up the glassblower's build next. Which he has done, and already has a few items supplied to him. But of course, this build is going to require a lot of different glass items to it, which the glassblower themselves should be able to make for us, but it's probably just going to be the dyed items that are going to cause some issue. Well, we'll worry about any dyed items once I hit our request system, but now that he is upgrading the glassblower's hut, it's about time that we now start thinking about placing down this new build, which is a build that I originally had planned to be placed down in the Civic District, but once I seen what it looked like at tier 5, I decided that the build deserved to be placed somewhere a bit more special. I am of course talking about our Enchanter's Tower, which here is our Asian style build at tier 1, and this is it at tier 5. Yes, that is all glasswork on top. This is definitely going to be a very complex but very beautiful build by the time it's finished, but yes, that is a hell of a lot of glass that's going to go towards it, which is why we really needed that glassblower's hut upgraded so that it can make all of these different glass items. And also, whenever I said find it a special place, what I actually meant is find it a stupid place. So I'm thinking right at the top of that mountain there, so that it's on prime position just overlooking the colony, similar to our town hall. So when you're stood in the main plaza of heaven, that will just be on the hill just above it, which I think could look really, really nice. Albeit a right pain in the arse just to get up to it, because I will need to make a way to scale this mountain here that I'm trying to climb up at the moment, just so that we can get around to it. Maybe some form of staircase that can take you up to it? I have no idea yet. I think this is a really, really stupid idea, but at the same token, I think it's going to look really nice up here, and I probably am going to go ahead with it. Here's what it looks like at tier 1 again, and this is what it then looks like at tier 2, where we start to get a bit of a bud with the glass on top of it. And at tier 3, which we can get up to maximum at the moment, the flower bud opens a bit more, but it's still going to require a lot of glass to it. So yes, we definitely need that glassblower's hut up, and I think I'm going to go ahead with this build. I know for an absolute fact that I'm going to regret that decision. And speaking of glass, Cyrus is now starting to request some of it. I am going to assume that our glassblower cannot learn these recipes here for stained glass, because I believe that's going to be a Dyer build that can do that. But let's see if he can. Nope, unfortunately he can't. They should be able to take already stained glass blocks and turn those into stained glass panes, so yes, they can at least do that. So what that means is that we really need to get up our Dyer build so that they can stain the glass blocks for us. Which, to unlock our Dyer build, we need our florist up to tier 3. So Luella, I have a job for you then. Luella is upgrading a guard's tower at the moment, which she's nearly done with it actually, so I will let her finish that off, but then I'll get her over here and upgrading this building next. I'll request some glass blocks to be made, and then I can stain them and give them to Cyrus so that he can carry on with his build. Well, that was the plan, but it seems as if our glass blower doesn't actually know how to make the glass blocks. These citizens, I swear to you, absolutely bloody useless. It looks as if Luella is upgrading this guard's tower here for the entrance of our civic district at the moment, and it's pretty much nearly done. So we'll soon get her away upgrading the florist build soon. Good stuff, that's her now finished it, so hopefully she will go pick up that florist build. Which she has done. Perfect. Although I've just seen that she is going to require 10 pieces of seagrass in order to make it. Well, it looks as if it's a trip to the ocean for me then. Which, to be fair, whenever we come onto our tier 4 builds, I'm going to be spending quite a lot of time in the ocean, just getting them items from it. So that is definitely something that I'm looking really, really forward to be doing. Anyway, Luella now has her seagrass and is just awaiting a few items being made for her. So, how is everyone else getting on then? Ava is just finishing up our guards tower. Elia is still making steady progress with her town hall. Again, just awaiting a few items coming to her. Cyrus is awaiting the stained glass panes that I've made for him. Those are in the stash, so we'll come to him eventually. Andy is in the same position as Ava and is just awaiting a few more items in. And of course, Luella has a few items that she'll need for the florist. But overall, they're all getting on absolutely fine here. So in the time being then, I think I should maybe start brainstorming some ideas of how we're going to get up here to the new Enchanter's tower. We do have this decorative piece here, which I fell in love with quite some time ago, and it is essentially a set of stairs. The only issue is, I don't think that the stairs are going to go high enough to go from the ground floor up onto this mountain here. I am thinking somewhere around here for it. The only issue is, I'm not really sure how far out the Enchanter's tower is going to come, so until it's constructed, it's very difficult to maybe start thinking about placing this build in. But something that I will definitely take into consideration here, because I really do like that build. Ava has finally finished off the guards tower build and is out here at her plantation and is upgrading it to tier 3 at the moment. This is our plantation at tier 2 then, of course, which has definitely come along pretty nicely. Although I'm not entirely sure what's happening here at the moment, Mara. You seem to be planting the sugarcane, removing it, and then planting it back again. Are these dirt blocks above it causing some form of issue? They might have been. That's very odd. Well, just in case they have been, I will come around and remove everything that is on top of those sand pieces. Not really sure why they weren't removed by the builder, but it does seem to have fixed things here for you. Anyway, Ava is now requesting some mossy cobblestone slabs, which will be a stone mason build, so we'll head out there to teach them that. This is the guards tower that Andy was working on. It is now up to tier 3, and she has moved on to upgrade a citizen's house to tier 3. So she's keeping herself busy at least. Alright then, let's see how Cyrus is getting on with her glassblowers build. He's literally just waiting for 5 more item frames to come to him, and then he has everything for the build. Item frames for absolute days, Cyrus, for absolute days. He has made short work with this build, and that's him just completed it there. So well done, Cyrus. We now have a tier 3 glassblowers hut. And he has moved on to upgrade yet another guards tower. Well, that's fine. But you, Jerry, you're about to be very busy whenever someone eventually picks up the Enchanter's tower. Elia is now sorted for her town hall build, which I can see just in the distance there, and holy crap has that come on a bit. I think it's time that I get rid of some of these trees around here, seeing as our foresters are definitely collecting us a lot of wood, rather than stripping it down for us. But at least now we have a better view of the town hall. But damn, Elia, you have definitely outdone yourself here today, pal. This is an incredible build. This has taken a hell of a long time, but it's definitely been worth it. Holy crap. Just picture our town hall finally at tier 5 in all of its majesty, and then just on the hill we have our Enchanter's tower with very nice flowered bud on top of it as well. This area here in particular is going to end up looking hell of unimpressive. Well done, the lot of you chaps. The inside of this build has changed pretty dramatically as well, I would say. It also now has an upstairs that we can go, and in fact we can go even higher upstairs to an entirely new floor, with a nice balcony that looks out to nothing at the moment, but maybe eventually we might just be able to see the Enchanter's tower. But it's definitely looking just as nice inside as it does outside here. So again, well done, Elia. Nothing but praise for this. And I can see that our plantation build has made some fairly good progress on its own. Luella is nearly 90% done with it. just a few more grass items to go into it, and that's it then done. And Luella has just finished the florist build right there. Even better, so we will go unlock that research now. Which we have everything for this, so let's go for the Rainbow Heaven research, and next time we'll have our Dyer unlocked. And that is the area now finished, so we now have a tier 3 town hall here in Heaven. Which does mean that we can now go for some more researches within the university, just to help with the day-to-day living of our citizens. But well done guys, this has been a hell of a productive day, and yous have all definitely done me proud, so well done.